Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you're coming on, please say hi. Tell me where you're viewing from. Tell me what your name is. Tell me how your day is going. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are on the Beyond the Book Media Facebook page, our YouTube page, Write With Me Facebook group. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to give about 1 or 2 minutes for people to come on. As you're coming on, please say hi. Hello. Hey, guys. Don't be shy. Say hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi. Welcome, 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 welcome. As you're coming on, please say hi. Tell me where you're viewing from. Hello, Mary. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let us know where you're viewing from. Are you viewing from a Facebook group or our YouTube channel? Let us know where you are viewing from. Also, what area are you viewing from? What state are you in? Make sure you share this on your platform. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna give about 1 or 2 more minutes so some more people can come on. Hello, hi. I see some more people coming in the room. Don't be shy. Say hi. Tell me where you're viewing from. Tell me what your name is. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Hi. Okay, we got some more people coming in the room. Don't be shy. Say hello. Tell me where you're viewing from. Tell me what your name is. Are you viewing from our YouTube channel? Are you viewing from Facebook? We want to know where you guys are coming in from. Okay, Washington, D.C. I'm from Virginia Beach, Virginia, so not too far away. Hi, Anna or Anna. I hope I didn't pronounce that wrong. Hello. Hi, guys. As you're coming on, please, please, please show some love. Put some hearts in the comments. Share this on your timeline. Hello, we got 6 viewers coming in. Okay, come on, guys, you're coming in. All right, ATL. Hi, ATL. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'll be in Atlanta next month, February 3rd through the 6th. So welcome, Atlanta. Okay. All right. Hey, guys. I want to apologize up front for my little scratchy voice. I've been having a little bit of issues with asthma and breathing, but we're going to be okay, right? Hello, Jamie from Cleveland. Bia from Chicago. Okay, we got the Shy in the house. Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to get started in about 1 more minute. I just want to make sure we get as many people in the room as possible. If you've ever participated in one of the Map Your Book Out challenges, let us know in the comments. Put a 1 in the comments if you've ever participated in the Map Your Book Out challenge. Put a 2 if this is your first time. And put a 3 if you're going to bring somebody with you. Okay? This is an active live, okay? We need some participation here, okay? So put a 1 in the comments if you've participated in a Map Your Book Out challenge before. Put a 2 in the comments if this is your first time ever. First time ever. We want to know who our freshmen are in the house, right? And put a 3 if you are going to invite somebody to do the challenge with you. Hey, Jacinta. Hey, Crystal. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, guys. Welcome. All right, we're going to get to the 4-minute mark and I'll go ahead and jump right in. I just wanted to make sure we got the room nice and hot. We did the formalities and got acquainted with one another. So we have quite a bit of ones in here. So quite a bit of people who've already done the challenge. So that means you should be inviting 5 to 10 people to do the challenge with you because you know how powerful this challenge is, right? You know how God just shows up and shows out every single time, okay? Right? ATL in the house, okay? Hey, Jacinta. Hey, okay. Mary said she's going to be inviting some people. Okay, who else is going to be inviting some people to do the challenge with them? Who else is like 2022 is my year where I stop playing with God and I'm going to get this book done. And I'm going to make sure me and a couple of my friends that's supposed to get this book done is going to do that as well. How many of y'all is it? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start. So welcome, 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 everyone. My name is Destiny Thomas. I am one of your boot camp coaches and one of the employees at Beyond the Book Media. As you've seen already, this is Get Acquainted with the Family week. So I'm part of the family, right? So I'm here to just talk about the Map Your Book Out challenge and how important it is not only for ourselves, but for our legacies, for our generations after us, that we get these books done, that God is not giving us assignments just to waste time, right? That everything that God does is so intentional. And we want to make sure that we are a part of his intentional plan, right? And that's inclusive of being obedient to what it is he's asking us to do. So I just think it's so amazing how God gave Chanel, our fearless leader, this amazing company and this amazing challenge that, can we just speak on it? It's absolutely free, right? Like, I had a young lady who signed up that I told her about the challenge. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I was blown away to know that this challenge is free." Like, it's absolutely free. And what you get in these 3 days is not only going to assist you with pushing out your baby, your book, but it's also going to uh, deal with some spiritual, it's going to give you some deliverance, right? It's going to give you some clarity. It's going to have an effect on your finances. It's going to have an effect on your health, right? There's some of us, I won't say some of us because I don't want to come in agreement with that, but there's so many people out there that are dealing with illnesses, right? Heart disease, high blood pressure, gout, right? All types of things. And here they are, holding a fast to it, saying, this is generational, this is hereditary. And you're right, it's generational because no one was obedient in your bloodline and got the book done so that curse could be broken, right? And so that your health could be tied up from your act of obedience. I have a young lady who was dealing with heart issues for years. Another one of my clients who was dealing with sugar, right? Her sugar levels were out of this world, right? And she was in prayer with God, and God was instructing her to do this book about healing and really forgiveness, right? And forgiving her mother for some things that she found out her mother knew about her childhood that she thought she didn't know. And not only did she uh, write the book, right? But she was able to have a conversation with her mother that set her free. She lost over 80 pounds. Her sugar levels are better than they've ever been in her entire life. And all of that started with the book, right? And here she was, gaining all this weight, had so much pressure on her legs and her knees and just her body in general. And she thought, it's just, I need to lose weight, I need to do these things. But a lot of times we don't realize that a lot of our lives are spiritual, right? A lot of things that are happening in our lives is spiritual, that it has nothing to do with the natural at all, right? And obedience, if not anything, is very, very, very important to God. So if you are someone who God has been telling you to write a book for 5 years, 2 years, 10 years, 25 years, right? Let this be the year that you choose to obey. Let this be the year that you choose to set not only yourself free, but everyone attached to you free, right? Right. We are carrying dead weight from our bloodline, right? And a lot of times we speak, we're generational curse breakers, but what are you actually doing to break a generational curse? It's not like you were just born and God says, you're the one, you're going to break it. You don't have to do anything. Just you being born broke it. No, that's not that. Unfortunately, excuse me, guys. Unfortunately, that's not how that works, right? We have to choose to be obedient. It's a choice at the end of the day, right? It's a choice. And so what I love about Map Your Book Out Challenge is that you get yourself in an environment that lights that fire beneath you. Because a lot of us, we know that God has told us to do things like write a book or start a podcast or whatever the case may be, but we don't have anyone around us that God has told to do the same thing or that has shared that with us. So we're like, God, I hear you telling me to do this, but I have no idea where to start. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start, right? And so the amazing thing about Map Your Book Out Challenge is that you're going to be in a room with so many people like you who God has given them an assignment, and now you have the tools right in front of you, right? To get it done. So why not set aside the time necessary to be present, to really put the pen to the pad or the fingers to the keyboard, right? And really get it done. So I encourage you to make sure you are signed up for Map Your Book Out Challenge. All you have to do is go to mapyourbookout.com. We don't have to add the www in front of it. It's just mapyourbookout.com. Mapyourbookout.com. I want to make sure I put it in the chat for you all. Mapyourbookout.com. But I am challenging you all to not be selfish with this challenge. The same way you're like, God, I know you told me to do this and I don't know where to start. It's not by coincidence that just yesterday or last week or last month, you were in conversation with someone who said, you know what? I feel like God is telling me to write a book. You know what? I feel like I got a book inside of me. So share that information with them so they can also have the same tools that you will have to be able to get it done, right? One thing that God has been saying in prayer since probably the middle of last year, coming into this year, is that your community is everything in this year. You're or in this season. Community is everything. It's going to be the keys that unlock the door to things you just never imagined being able to touch or have your feet walk in, right? And so I don't think it's by coincidence that right now Map Your Book Out challenge is going on, where you will be introduced to a community of people whose desire is to be obedient to God, whose desire is to do it God's way, whose desire is to push a book out, right? It's not by coincidence that this company is called Beyond the Book Media. A lot of our journeys, a lot of our visions and dreams that God has been showing us starts with a book. So you're like, God said, I'm going to be speaking on stages. God said, I'm going to be healing the sick. I'm going to be prophesying. I'm going to be doing seminars. Yeah, he did say all of that, but he said it has to start with the book. Honey, you ain't going to be doing none of that if you have not written the book. And I don't mean typed it in your computer, have it locked away collecting dust. I don't mean having it written in 8 different books in your library or in your bedroom. I mean actually writing the book and having it out where people can pick it up and read it, right? Where people can go on Amazon or Barnes and Nobles or Audible and hear your book, right? People have to be able to hear your story, not just you being able to pick it up and read it whenever you want. And Map Your Book Out challenge will help you. It will help you with the outline of your book. It will help you confront spiritual warfare, right? Because spiritual warfare is real. When God has given us an instruction to do something, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to just be like, oh yeah, let me go and start writing. No, you're going to have quote unquote blocks, right? You're gonna have quote unquote moments where all of a sudden you pick it up to type and you're tired and you fall asleep for 2 hours and wake up and be like, where did the time go? It's gonna be where your kids are like, mommy, 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 I need this, and your husband's gonna be like, babe, when are you gonna cook dinner? And everybody's asking for something. That's going to happen because the enemy's only job in the entire world, right? His only job is to steal, kill, and destroy. Steal, kill, and destroy, right? And he steals, right, our time. He kills our dreams, but he can't do it on his own. He does it with our assistance, right? He has no power. We are the ones who gives him the power. So what are you giving him the open door to do? What are you giving him permission to stop you from achieving and receiving, right? And so you want to sign up for Map Your Book Out Challenge because we're going to hold you accountable. You're going to get those reminders. You're going to get those text messages saying, hey, we're about to start. Where you at? You're going to be able to connect with people who you can be like, hey, girl, you're going to hold me accountable. I'm going to hold you accountable, right? You're going to bring in some people with you that'll also hold you accountable, right? And so that's what we need in this season. God is not going to give a word that community is important in this season if it's not, right? That's just not who he is. When he gives a word, it's because I always tell my clients, God is a preparer. He wants to prepare us for anything that's going to try to get in our way, anything that's going to try to stop us from being who he called us to be and doing what he called us to do. But unfortunately, because we're so busy doing busy work, we miss him a lot of times, and we find out after it's an afterthought, right? It's like, oh my, that's what he meant when he said to put my phone on do not disturb for the first 5 hours of the day, right? So you need to sign up for Map Your Book Out Challenge because you're going to get hour of power, right? You're going to get that motivational moment where you need to be motivated, where you need to be encouraged, where you need to be reminded of why you're doing this, right? That you're not doing it for yourself, but you're doing it for those you're called to serve, to help, not even only your family, right? Excuse me, guys. Not only your family, right? What if your book was solely just to heal you? What if it was just solely to heal you? That if you wrote this book, the scales would be removed from your eyes. You would no longer be the victim. You would be the victor, and you would see just how good God is, that He got you through whatever your situation and circumstances. Is that not enough? Sometimes we make our assignment so big that it seems so unobtainable, right? Well, God, you're telling me I'm called to the millions. God, but I can't even get my parents to listen to me. Okay, but what if it's just about you? What if you writing the book makes you realize that God was intentionally not having your parents hear you because you were called to be set apart. And if they listened to you, they would try to make you conform. Hmm? But maybe that light bulb wouldn't go off until you write the book, until you realize, hold on, that was God the whole time. And I know I'm here to introduce myself, and I didn't really, but I'm Destiny Thomas. I'm your boot camp coach. And what gives me the validity to yell at you guys from this screen? I've written 2 books. I've written a journal, and I'm actually in the process of writing a devotional. And through every single assignment, it has not been easy, right? But what I found is quite a few things. I found that my healing was in the process, right? That out of it, like there were soul ties that were broken and cut and destroyed, right? There was healing for me, there was clarity for me. Another thing I realized is I can't assume how God's going to sprout up a harvest in my life, right? So I share this story a lot, but with my second book, God kept saying, Destiny, your abundance and overflow is in you completing this second book, right? And I'm like, okay, God, I hear that. That's great. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, right? So I would start writing and I'll put it down. I'll start writing and I'll put it down. Then I would get frustrated with God because I'm like, God, I'm so sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck or a client after a client, because I'm a full-time entrepreneur. So client to client. God, I'm tired of you saying, I am called to abundance. I am called to overflow, but I feel like I always just have enough. Da 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 da. And da da da. This is a conversation I'm having with God, right? If you've ever been there, because I hope I'm not talking to myself. Somebody else has been there. Please don't let me just be out here by myself. If you can understand what I'm talking about, go and show me a 1 in the comments. Like if you're like, God, I'm being obedient. I'm showing up. I'm doing the things. But God, if I get one more late notice, I just can't take it, God. You told me to leave my corporate job and do this full-time entrepreneur thing, but my bills ain't adding up to my works, and my works ain't adding up to my bills. And some calculations is all God. And where I come from, 1 + 1 always equal 2, baby. And this not adding up, okay? And so that's the conversation I was having with God. And He just kept saying, are you done? He ever did that to you, right? Are you finished? Did you get it all out? Right? Did you get it all out? And I'm like, I think so. Like when you say it like that, let me see if I got something else I want to add to it. Like I don't know. Am I done? And every time I would be done, He would say, Destiny, I didn't tell you that your overflow was attached to you sowing more seed. I didn't tell you that your overflow was attached to praying for more people. I didn't say your overflow was attached to giving out more free services. I didn't, and He would just give me a whole laundry list, right? I didn't tell you that your overflow was attached to this or tithing more or this and that, right? I told you, I can't speak for Susie, Mary, and John, right? But Destiny Thomas, I told you that your overflow in abundance is attached to not writing the second book, not editing the second book, but the release of your second book. And that jank would hit me in my stomach. And I was like, ooh, you right. You did say that. And I would pick it back up, start all over again. And I would be in this cycle of like, oh, it took me 2 years, guys. It took me 2 years to finally write it. And it was the hardest write of my life. You hear me? Let me not say, well, of my life as of today. He might have me do something a little harder next time. But that was the hardest write of my life because it required me to go back to my childhood. It required me to have uncomfortable conversations. It required me to tell some of the dearest people of my life that even though their intentions were pure, it still had a bad impact on me as a child and my interpretation and what I internalized, right? It was showing me how rejection and abandonment just trailed along with me throughout my entire life and all of my relationships. So it was a very hard write. But when I tell you God was so right, because not only was my abundance and my harvest financially attached to it, right? But my freedom was attached to it. My healing was attached to it. My joy was attached to it. I was talking to a friend today and I said, I just can't put it into words how even though there's things happening in life around me that aren't necessarily always good, there's a peace that I have, this abundance of just peace that I can't put into words. If I be completely transparent up here, just yesterday, I found out that I have COVID, right? I don't have any symptoms other than coughing, but when I had got it two Decembers ago, I was like losing it. Like, oh my gosh, I got a baby. I got like, God, what is, but there's this peace that I have that God, if this is happening right now, it's happening, right? But I trust you. I trust who you are. I trust what you say you've done for my family before and what you continue to do for my family. God, I'm grateful that I have no symptoms other than a cough, right? I know that that's nobody but you because there's people out here that have way worse symptoms. Now, of course, I'm being wise and staying in my house and not around people and things like that, but that's nothing but God. And that is what some of you desire. You just desire peace. You don't even desire necessarily financial breakthrough and overflow. I mean, we all want to pay our bills on time, of course, but you desire just peace. You're like, I'm just tired of being the answer to everyone, figuring out everything all the time. God, where is my peace? And that's going to come from you writing your book. That's going to come from being obedient. So I hope that blesses someone enough to go to mapyourbookout.com and sign up for the challenge, right? If there's someone in your life who's lately been feeling like, gosh, I just feel like I'm in this mental battle in my mind. I was on a live maybe about 2 months ago, and the young lady said, a lot of you, and she said, in no way, shape, or form am I saying that mental health is not a real thing, right? That mental battles are not a real thing, because they are. But a lot of us have struggled mentally just because we're in disobedience to God. Because if we say that we believe who God is, right? If we say that God's word does not return to us void, that's scripture, right? That's the Bible. The Bible says that when God speaks, his word does not return to us void. Well, then what kind of God would say that we as his children, not those that ain't his children, but us, if we say we are his children, right? He also says that as his children, we are entitled. We are entitled to the fruits of the Spirit. That's the Bible, right? Look, y'all read the same Bible I read, right? I just want to make sure we're all on the same page, right? He says that we are entitled, or we have received the gift of the fruits of the Spirit. And the last time I checked, the fruit of the Spirit is peace. It's joy. It's happiness. Those are the fruits of the Spirit. So God would not say that that's something that we have rights to, but we won't have any peace in our mind. That's contradictory to who we say he is and what we say he can do for us. So anytime our lives are not a reflection of what God has promised us, we have to begin to look at self and say, somewhere I got off. Somewhere there's something that keeps ringing in my spirit that I'm supposed to have done before my time is up, and I haven't done it. And it just so happens, every time I get that ring in my spirit, I see this email from the Chanel E. Martin talking about this challenge. That's not coincidence. That is God in his intentionality. So I challenge you, I urge you to go to mapyourbookout.com and sign up for the challenge. You will not regret it. And I want you to come back on this here live and say, I didn't regret it. So we know, right, that what we're doing is of God. We already know that, but just as that confirmation, anytime you're being obedient to God, you like those subtle moments when people come back and say, what you're doing, it changed my life, or what you're doing, it led me to God. Not really changed your life. It led me to the one who has all the answers, right? And we started off. Yes, B, she said she signed up. Mary, she signed up. All right. Anna, it looks like she signed up too. Okay, I can't wait to see you guys. Now, we do start on Wednesday with deliverance. So I urge you to come Wednesday night for spiritual deliverance. There is a separate link for that. Can somebody put that in the comments for me? If you can't, I will put it in there. I just have to find I hope you guys can still hear and see me. I'm just trying to get the link for you guys really quick. So on Wednesday night, we start spiritual deliverance. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, so please come to that, right? Because a lot of times that's the part of our procrastination, right? In there. There's some things from our bloodline, there's some things generationally that we haven't confronted, right? That the fear, right? Fear of success, fear of failure, just fear all over, right? That's what's stopping us from doing what God is calling us to do. Rejection, right? That's something that we kind of get tangled up in, rejection and people pleasing. And what is my mama gonna say when I tell those deep dark secrets? What is my auntie gonna say and my uncle? Right? That's that rejection of wanting to please people over God, right? And so you want to make sure you join us on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for spiritual deliverance. That is going to be very powerful. Myself, Prophetess Chanel E. Martin, because she's in that she has that hat on during a deliverance, and Prophetess Desiree. We're going to assist you all with going through spiritual deliverance. So join us on Wednesday, and that will really have you pumped up and ready for the 3-day Map Your Book Out challenge. Those are separate, so you will have to sign up and register separately. But hey, it's just a couple extra clicks of buttons. You'll be all right. We be on the computer all day anyways, right? So make sure you're signed up for both. I don't want to keep you guys up here too long. I just wanted to make sure you guys understood the importance of your assignment, right? Because a lot of times, because of how we were brought up, because of what our lives have been, because of how people may have treated us, we don't see our value. We don't feel that our voice is important. We don't feel like our stories are transformative enough, or that we've went through enough, or that we went through too much, and people might not want to hear all that. But God is intentional about everything he does, right? And your story is your story. There's someone out here that won't leave her domestic abusive relationship until she hears your story, right? There's somebody who's battling infertility who will feel like nobody understands her journey until she hears your story. There's someone who's going through divorce right now, and the church has made them feel like they are going to hell tomorrow in a handbasket, and they have to hear your story of how God showed you that that is not truth, that your situation was different and X, Y, and Z, right? There's somebody on here that has an older child that just seems unruly, and like they don't want to listen to their parents, they don't want to listen to anyone, they don't want to listen to authority. But when you share your story of how you had a child in that same place, but you gave them over to God and you allowed God to take it over, that he did something that you could have never did. Somebody needs to hear your story. It may seem minuscule or minute to you, but I promise it is transformative to someone else. My entire journey started because God told me to leave my corporate job and to begin to share my story. And my story was about my tumultuous 3.5-year infertility journey, where I had paid the highest and bestest, that's not even a word, doctors in my area to just give me a baby. I don't care what I got to do. I don't care what you have to do. I will pay you whatever amount. Just give me a baby. And I paid them all that money. And I asked them to give me a baby. And I still didn't get anything in return, right? But just a whole bunch of rejection thrown in my face, and how I felt like God forsake me, my body forsake me, everybody just forsaking me. And it wasn't until I said, you know what, God, your word says to be fruitful and multiply. And it did not in no way, shape, or form say with the exception of destiny. So if you said be fruitful and multiply, that's what you meant. So God, I'm going to surrender. I'm going to yield. I'm going to get out of my own way, and I'm going to allow you to show me exactly who you've been telling me you are this whole time. And I called my doctor and I said, I'm not coming back. You ain't getting no more money from me. I'm not coming back. But I said, God, whatever you have to show me, whatever you have to uproot out of me for my womb to be open, I'm willing to sign up for it. God, I'm willing to write my name on the dotted line. Now, after that, my life went on this journey and this roller coaster of just craziness, if I could be honest, of this journey of identifying or coming to grips with rejection, abandonment, and how to find my identity not only in the world but in God. And 3 months later, I was pregnant, right? And somebody needed to hear my story. And now there's been hundreds of women that I've been able to meet and share that story with. But if I always felt like, Well, I know a lot of people who deal with infertility. Like, what makes my story different? I would have never been able to reach those who God called specifically for my voice. So now is the time for you to share your story with those who God specifically called to your voice and your story by going to mapyourbookout.com and signing up. So before I wrap this thing on up, put a 1 in the comments if you are signed up, and put a 3 in the comments if you are signed up and have shared it with someone else. And I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes to see who's joining us, because we start this week. Wednesday is 2 days away. So who's going to join us? Put a 1 in the comments if you're already signed up, and put a 3 in the comments if you're signed up and bringing somebody with you. Okay, we have Mary. She's signed up and she's bringing some people with her. Who else? I'm going to wait for about 2-3 more people, because I know we got a couple. It's 10 of y'all on here. Okay, Facebook user has signed up. All right, so now you're up for the next challenge. Get some people to come on with you. 1 or 2 people, 3 or 4 people. We got Bia signed up. So Bia, you're going to have some people signed up with you. Let it be your mom, your aunt, whoever you know that has a story inside of them that needs to get it out. All right, Diva Cole is signed up and she shared it with her accountability group. So she's bringing quite a bit of people with her. Share it on your Facebook page. Share it on your YouTube page. Share it. It's free, guys. It's free, right? It's free. But one thing I can tell you is it's definitely worth more than it costs. Like, you're getting so much in this 3-day challenge. It's worth way over $500. I can tell you that. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. Guys, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure to see you all tonight in this capacity. Once again, my name is Destiny Thomas. I am one of your boot camp coaches, so I will see you all in boot camp. I will see you all on Deliverance on Wednesday, and I will see you during the challenge at some point. I just thank you for taking time out of your night to be here with me. Just make sure you share this. I also ask that you all lift I was about to say prophetess Chanel again, but she's a prophetess as well. But I ask that you all lift Chanel up, lift our team up as we are coming before you all to give you the word of the Lord, to really just help you push out what has been inside of you. None of us want to abort anything in 2022, let alone at all, but we want to push out those things that are inside of us. So we are just here to do that. But as you know, when we choose to put on our armor and help you push out, the enemy wants to come with sickness and all types of things. So just continue to keep us covered up. And I just hope you all have an amazing night. And I can't wait to see you later on this week. Bye. Good night.